You guys have literally brought me back from the dead. I really gotta give it to my community. I had no idea how many out there of you would really care about that last video I did. You know, people don't want to put their business out there. Why would you, when the internet is rife with trolls and just nasty comments and no goodwill? But not here. And I gotta give it to my community. You guys really pulled me through. You guys really pulled me up out of the dumps. You know, because every day is not always going to be a perfect day. And sometimes we all have our bad days. You know, things can always be good, but then you can have a bad day. That is what happened when I made that divorce video. And I just want to thank so many people. Everybody who's watched that video. All the thumbs up, all the likes, all the support, all the kindness, all the love. You guys are just everything. I'll tell you, when I started YouTube, I had a lot of support behind me from my husband. I'm gonna tell you, you know, things that go downhill real fast. But when I really started getting engagement from my viewers, when I switched over into the lecture YouTube space, I don't know what it is, I don't know why, because I bought and purchased my own things. There definitely started to be a shift. There definitely started to be a change. After I was no longer pulling in those 6 figures, he had to rely on his own paycheck to cover all of us, to protect the family, if you will. Guys, it was downhill. It was, those people don't know you. They don't care about you. They're strangers on the internet you're trying to please. And that hasn't been at all the case what I want to do with my community. I want to build women up. People, whoever wants the information, I want to give it to you. I want to enjoy the things that I like to buy with other like-minded people. It's really not that complicated, and yet so many people in the world are so miserable with other people's happiness. That's when you know, and there's people lurking around you in your space, in your personal home, that really don't want happiness for you, don't want to see you smile. They're not for you. It's not for you. That's when you exit stage left. At least it was for me. So that is what I wanted to say as we move forward and keep moving forward in 2025. Is sometimes things aren't for you. When they are for you, they're for you. And when they're not, they're not. And I have never been one to hold on to anything. You guys know that. Yeah, know that about my bags, okay? I am gonna let it go as soon as it's not bringing me joy. And I guess that applies to men. So that being said, are you guys ready? Are you ready to get into Murakami? So the first piece that I'm going to talk about is the Papillon, because the Papillon is a bag that's been around by Louis Vuitton for years. And I actually wanted to start talking about this collection because I personally at first wasn't interested, but when I started to see some of the pictures actually come out, I became more interested. I don't have prices, I'm sorry, but I think you can get all these pictures from MattD74 on Instagram. A lot of other YouTubers are talking about prices. I just really wanted to talk about the pieces that caught my eye and why, in case anybody was interested in some other reasons that may have gone unsaid. So the Papillon. In the past, the Papillon had this fold over flap when Louis Vuitton originally released it in Cherry Blossom. And today, what they've done is they put a zipper in. I personally like zippered bags, but what I feel like about the older version of the Papillon and Cherry Blossom was all the vachetta and all the to-do about opening the bag and creating the visual aesthetic to reach in, you know, open it, reach in, feel it, grab what you're looking for, close it. That's all gone with just like a little zipper. The prior designs were a little bit more fulfilling with the Papillon. However, what they keep doing with the Papillon now is including a little baby Papillon to go with it. And I think that's really cute. I think a lot of people appreciate that for the price tags that go along with this bag. And with any of these bags, just getting something extra makes us feel like a little bit less taken advantage of, if you will, when we're doling out all that cash. But I do like this Papillon. I do like the one in the past more. People like the Papillon. And so if you're interested in the Papillon, I think it's not a bad buy, especially because it wasn't a multicolor piece. It was always a cherry blossom piece. You'll be able to get that extra piece with it. Now, moving on, I want to move on to the Speedy because it's not the Speedy that I'm interested in. And I'll tell you the piece that I would be more interested in this print, because what I'm feeling with this print is it's very vibrant. Can you see spring is here? I'm like understanding why Louis Vuitton led with Murakami at the beginning of the year. It's just very springy, good vibes. March is finally here. Spring is around the corner. These flowers are popping off the bags. I could see people wearing this. I could see people wearing this on the street. And every time I look at the print, every time I look at these bags, it brings a smile to my face. I think it's because I like pink. I'm a spring baby. I just really get good vibes from looking at these bags. And I think that's like also what you want from your bag is like, let it bring you joy. I like Murakami's colors on the outside for multicolor, but for cherry blossoms, I like the pink interior. And sometimes I wish we could get like a different color for multicolor on the inside. But when they did that in the past, the red bled through. If they tried to do it with pink, I don't think that would happen. I think that would have looked really cute. But then they're always trying to change it up so that both launches don't have the same thing, which forces us to then decide if we want multiples of the same, like a Speedy, just in order to get the different interior, the different exterior. And I think that's a decision point for many people. I am not interested in collecting all of the prints out there in all of the bags out there. No, I'm not interested in doing that, which is the reason why, even though I like the look of the Speedy, I'm not sure if I would have bought it, because honestly, I preferred the Speedy in multicolor with the 4 gold corners. I just have more of a thing with the multicolor and the monogram pattern than I do for the Speedy in Cherry Blossom. Now I'm looking at the little pink tag that they're giving you, the little fun flower that's smiling at you and it's laughing and happy, which if you need it when you're going through things, I feel like these are the pieces to pull out. These are the fun pieces to go for. And I like the Speedy. If you're going for it, it's gonna have the bandolier, which is gonna give you a lot more flexibility. Now, the Pochette accessoire. When I first looked at the multicolor Pochette accessoire, I missed that there was an internal pocket, and I saw that later and I was like, boom, I missed it. I think the Pochette accessoire is probably one of the best underrated small leather goods by Louis Vuitton. That is unfortunately now $2,000. A $2,000 small leather good, which is the reason why originally I was just like so against it for multicolor, is because I am like, how many Pochette accessoires do we need? And this is the problem. I love this version of the Pochette accessoire because it's got the studs on it. It's got the bow on it. It's got a lock on there. And the chain is to die for. It's so pretty. I think what pulls me back from Louis Vuitton on the Pochette accessoire at this price point is I'm just like, okay, well, at this point, you can give us a longer strap, okay? We don't need the little Pochette, little strap handy dandy anymore. Thank you for the beautiful, updated, upgraded gold chain. But I'm like, for $2,000, I'm tired of trying to find a strap to switch out my bags, my little Pochette accessories, when I'm like, just give me a long strap at this point, Louis Vuitton, okay? Now, I love the design, I'm not gonna lie, and I think it's because of the little bow on there and the little lock. Just like, there's a little bit more going for me for my $2,100. That is the same price as the multicolor, minus the bow and minus the lock. Now, wouldn't you feel some type of way? That's what I mean. It's like, give me everything, Louis Vuitton. But it's like, how do they do that? How do they do that when they're trying to go off of previous designs? I don't know. But I'm just saying that that lock on the Pochette accessoire for cherry blossoms, how could they have found a way to include it on the Pochette accessoire multicolor, given that they put bows on everything else? And they put the bow on the cherry blossom one. And I'm just like, oh my God, that is something that would like make me just like, because I am like, you did it. You could do it. Why didn't you do it? Moving on to the Noe. You guys, this bag is so gorgeous. It is so pretty. I think like I saw it and I was just like, oh my God, like it is so feminine. And I'm just like, but am I that feminine? Look at me. look at all this Eagles gear. I'm just like, could I wear this with my Eagles gear? I don't think I could. I don't think I could do it. But it's so pretty. Look at the little flower detail to drawstring close it. All the little flowers on there, flower petals that blew off the trees and landed on the bags is what it looks like to me. I love it. I think they actually did a really great job on this collection. I don't remember the Noe back then, and as a result, this is actually like a really new style with this print to consider. It's beautiful if you're interested. Moving on to the Alma, I think that this version of the Alma doesn't do it service. Like the design on this version of the Alma, it's probably not the one I would have bought. Like my preference would have probably been the Alma in multicolor because of the studs. The vachetta popped a little bit differently, which granted, this is very different. It's leather, you know, it's empreinte leather underneath there. The reason why I didn't like the multicolor Alma is because I was scared of that beige interior. That white interior scares me. Okay, it's like bad enough that the exterior is white. That white interior scares me. So the pink interior scares me less. It scares me a lot less. However, that design on the Alma, I wasn't feeling it as much as I was on multicolor, but I do think it's beautiful if you do not yet have an Alma. I feel like an Alma is a really classic bag to have by Louis Vuitton. Moving on to the Capucines. I think the Capucines bag, look how slow I'm talking. Kenysha, why are you talking so slow? Girl, I think the Capucines... Why are you laughing? What is it about this Capucines that's making me react this way? Look at these happy faces. I just don't think I can take this Capucines seriously. You know, the Capucines is like top tier Louis Vuitton, similar for women, like similar to the P9 for men. This bag is supposed to be, I feel like, taken so much more seriously, and maybe this is like Louis Vuitton's play on, no, take away that seriousness. We're going into spring and summertime, and it's time to be happy and smile and laugh. I don't know, but these smiling cherry blossom petals on this Capucine is just like, do we like this? What do we think about the Capucines? I'm not entirely sure. And then they've got the big flower on the inside of it, the little flower face on the inside, I mean on the back. And look at the little chain that it's gonna come with, you know, and it's detachable. I think that Capucines bags are beautiful, but for me, whenever there's a but, I'm just like, I don't know why there's a but it means I probably am not leaning to buy it. Yeah, let's just move on from there. The On The Go BB is so pretty. I love, love, love the leather strap that comes with the On The Go BB. This is the one to buy, or is this the PM? I think this is actually the PM size. This is not a BB, excuse me. So there's actually going to be a lot more room. I like the smaller sizes of the On The Go. I think they did a really nice job with this one, with the cherry blossoms just falling, the petals just falling onto the monogram like that. It looks really nice. I just think that the monogram with the blossoms falling on it look really nice with vachetta. And this is a nice thick strap. I can already tell that you're going to get the On The Go PM. And then you're also going to get the little hang tag, a little smiling face flower so that you can remove it and use it with different bags. Same thing with that strap. I think that's a good buy there. Now, why don't I have an On The Go BB? The only reason why I don't have one yet is because it doesn't have a zipper on top. The On The Go reminds me of the Marc Jacobs like tote bag, the tote bag. And that bag has a zipper on it. So for me, I look at that as a better alternative than the On The Go because I'm not really interested in that open tote look. It's like the Christian Dior book tote. I'm not interested in that open book tote look. I want my bags to start closing now that I'm getting older. I don't want to be worrying about too much need to worry about whether it's hanging open or whatever, things falling out. I want a zipper. So moving on to the Marray. This is a cute little bag that comes with a mirror and a little hang tag. Now, the last version of this in multicolor had the cute little round coin purse that you could actually open in the mirror. And this one just has the little hang tag, which it would have been better if this was a cute little flower hang tag. pouch that you could open. Don't tell me you can't do it, Louis Vuitton, because we see burgers from you, hearts from you, chocolate from you, crabs from you, lobsters. Don't tell me you can't make a flower coin pouch, okay? So I feel like that design was a little bit lazy in my opinion and probably not worth buying in my humble opinion. Moving on to, I forget what this little bucket bag is called, but I like it. And I liked it before and they released it in prior versions, probably because of all the little vachetta, the little tiny handles that can be adjusted, the little strap, but not to mention, I get a little key pouch with it. Now, anytime I'm getting something extra functional with my purchase, I said functional, not that little flower hanging there, not the little bow tie hanging there. I said functional. I'm a fan. I love little pouches inside a pouch. What's wrong with a bag inside a bag? So the little key pouch that comes inside this little bucket bag, I think is great. I think the reason why they give it to you is because there's no pocket on the inside, which again, I'm just like, Louis Vuitton, I know you can add a pocket, just these cut in corners pieces in your design just, I think, drive some of those a little nuts, a little crazy, just a little bit. Just, we notice these things. Let's just put it that way. Okay, so now I want to move on to, if I was going to buy something from this collection, you guys are going to be so surprised what it would be. Couple things, you would be really surprised. The first is this magnificent Keepall. I don't know why, but when I see the Keepall in multicolor, I'm just like not a fan. It is so in your face. Like I can't really look at it. But when I look at this cherry blossom Keepall, I feel like I can't stop looking at it. It's so pretty because what it reminds me of is spring blooming on the trees, cherry blossoms, and maybe Mulan, you know, at the end of that movie, the original Disney cartoon. The cherry blossoms are like falling off of the trees. The wind is blowing. It's beautiful. It just feels like the bag was waiting for those cherry blossoms to land on it perfectly. This is the result. You get the little bow, the little lock, the luggage tag, the other little flower tag. Oh, the key. Oh my God. The cherry blossoms. It's so pretty to me. But the last multicolor Keepall was, I think, $5,000. And the denim Keepall before that, I think, was $4,000. So another $1,000, $2,000. Now, I know that they came out with trunks in multicolor. They're doing another little jewelry case, a little jewelry box, a little trunk box in cherry blossoms, which again is beautiful. I could see something like this sitting on a desk, open, but just sitting pretty on the desk. That's probably not going to be on my wish list, but I do think it's beautiful as a design element in your space. I see that they're coming out with the Papillon. The Papillon is sticking around. I'm telling you, that's a really good bag. So they're doing the Papillon with leather, like little leather patches on the corners. They're giving you that beautiful gold chain that comes with the Pochette accessoires. Now I can see why they're not going to want to give you the long strap with the Pochette accessoires, given that they're giving it to you with the Papillon. But I think at this point they should just give us a strap with the Pochette accessoires because they're giving us one with a bag like the Papillon and the Speedy. Just upgrade it. It's already been upgraded in price, upgraded in design. I do think the Papillon is beautiful and a functional bag, and I think that if you get this bag, you won't go wrong. Moving on, there's scarves and bandeaus. There's always bandeaus coming out, and I think personally this one is beautiful because it looks 3D to me, like the flowers are actually popping off of the bandeau scarf, which I like a lot. Like I like the three-dimensional element that I feel I'm getting. So if you're interested in the bandeau and wearing it as a scarf, I think it's gonna look beautiful on you. Now, moving on to the next piece that I could not stop staring at, and this is what I'm talking about with this collection. I feel like the bigger pieces are amazing. Like the cherry blossom on the bigger pieces from afar looks like snow rained on the bag. Cherry blossom petals rained on the bag, settled on the bag in the right way, in the right placement. And look at the way I'm talking about it when I look at it. I'm like, girl, why do I already have one of you suitcases already? Because I need you in my life. This is the kind of thing where I'm like, man, maybe I should sell my current Horizon 55 for this one because it's that pretty to me. My original Horizon is what do they call it, Damia Ben, and this is monogram, but you can't really even tell is the thing. That's why I didn't originally want the Horizon in monogram, is because I felt like the pattern was a little bit too in your face. Same thing with the Keepall, and yet these cherry blossoms almost help minimizes that logo look that I think a lot of people no longer want. Sometimes, like, it's interesting, like, people want the Louis Vuitton for the monogram, for the logo, but sometimes we want to break. And when I look at this Horizon 55, I look at it like, oh, this is a really nice break from the monogram pattern, and it's the cherry blossom flowers that break it up. So I really like this suitcase, and if I didn't have one, I would probably buy one. And even though I have one, I might, you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Now, that being said, there is another trunk luggage that is equally beautiful. The same piece came in multicolor, but for $10,000, guys, like, the problem with the $10,000 luggage piece versus a handbag is it's not every day. And I just can't get behind that price point for something that is not every day. That's my personal opinion. But I do think it's beautiful with all those gold corners and the Pochette, and again, the cherry blossoms. Not to mention, when you open it, I just like the inside of how there's these different compartments, these different ways you can pack clothes inside of there. The fact that there's a little compartment in the top. I actually think the design of this trunk luggage case is amazing. I wish all luggage was designed this way, with rolling wheels on the bottom and the little handle, and you know it's like a hard case. It's gonna be able to weather the travel. It's gonna be able to stand the test of time. But that price point is killer. It is. It's definitely a killer price point that I'm not sure I can get behind. So those were the pieces from the Cherry Blossom upcoming collection that I wanted to go over with you guys, because I thought it's a really nice collection that's coming out. If you're interested in those pieces, then you should definitely reach out to your client advisor or customer service in order to start securing it and getting your money right. Because I understand that March 31st is when everything drops. And even to this day, right now, as I'm about to finish recording, I was just asking my client advisor, have you heard anything about cherry blossoms? Just in case, you know, just in case. Now, I want to give you an update on Multicolor and whether or not there will be a restock, because there are so many questions about it. I specifically asked my sales advisor this because you'll never believe this. Multicolor still pops up on the website. Multicolor still pops up on the website in America. I know we've been seeing our friends in Australia get access to some pieces, luckily. Multicolor still pops up on the website in America. Hint, hint. Click your notify me buttons. And if I were you, don't sleep. Don't sleep on when you get the notification. But the timing is real. You got to be on it. You got to be on it. And when I tell you the glitches in the matrix will try to get you, but if you're on it, they can't get you. You will get your bag. You got to get on it. So let me tell you what happened when a notify me notification for Multicolor popped up for me. I click on it. I'm trying to place the order. And when I tell you, it was the 404, it was the cycling, it wasn't going through. I'm like reaching out to my client advisors, a couple of them. Can you guys get this for me? Can you secure this for me? And they're like, we're not allowed to make any more purchases for Multicolor. The clients have to do it themselves. I was like, how are we supposed to do it ourselves? Mine is blown right now. I don't know if this is the new strategy Louis Vuitton is going to employ, where they don't want to tell client advisors what's going on. They don't want to use client advisors for the manufacturer scarcity. But when she said you have to do it yourself, you have to do it yourself. And you guys are like, well, what about VICs and VIPs and VV blah, blah, blah? Is that even going to be a thing anymore? I don't even know. So you guys better get on top of it, because Louis Vuitton behind the scenes operations, I feel like that multicolor launch really upended things and flipped things upside down over there. And they are just not about it going forward. They're just like, you guys are going to deal with this on your own, which sucks. But I'm just passing on the information. Furthermore, I asked about whether or not stock was coming March and May. I said, there's this information going around online that more stock for Multicolor is coming. Is it happening? I mean, when you guys do cherry blossoms, is Multicolor coming out too? And when I tell you her response was no more stock, LOL, I was just like, LOL. That doesn't sound nice. I don't think that's what people are going to want to hear. But why are we hearing two different stories? Why do we keep always hearing different stories? I hate that. Are different regions going to be getting different things? Or do we just not have access to the right Louis Vuitton executives in our region? I don't know. So just stay on your P's and Q's, guys. Pay attention to whatever is coming. March is here and cherry blossom's coming. And if there's going to be a restock of Multicolor, you might want to make sure you have all of your notifications in for the pieces that you want. Now's going to be the time. So I'm going to end it there. I really appreciate you for watching. If you made it to the end of this video, give me some cherry blossom flowers. Give me a cherry blossom flowers. Come on. I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. So many thank yous and blessings go out to you guys. Make sure you have liked and subscribe. You're also following me on Instagram and TikTok. Help me grow there. I know I'm not as active on those platforms, but it's because of what I've been going through personally, and hopefully going forward, like towards the second half of the year or starting in next year, I will be able to start looking into those platforms. It's just not something that's been on my radar, but you guys can still help your girl out by following me over there and making sure that I feel your presence over there, because also you can DM me on Instagram. I do respond to my DMs. So thank you guys for watching, and with me to the end. I will catch you in the next video. Peace.